Welcome back to 4 Key Steps to Fund Your Dream. We are rocking and rolling now. We've gone through step 1, right? Map your campaign. We've gone through step 2, manage your campaign. I hope some of you can guess what step 3 is. Market, oh wait, I think I already told you what these steps were before, so hopefully all of you already know. Step 3 is market your campaign. So yes, this is the age-old adage, if a tree falls in the forest and nobody hears it, does it make a sound? You can't just plan a fundraising campaign, okay? This is what I really need you to understand. You have to market it too. This is the big picture mistake most failed campaigns make. They do not market. They do not let people know their campaign is going on, so they do not raise any money, right? So what do I mean by market your campaign? You probably already have some ideas of what marketing is. Maybe you already do market yourself. But here is what I mean. It's really taking your message about what you're doing and getting it out to people on different channels. You know, a channel is just an avenue of distribution, right? So look at the different icons here, and there's different ways that you can market and get your word out. And I say channels, and then it seems like it's all digital. Sometimes it's just word of mouth. Word of mouth is still just as good as any marketing, right? Just telling people about it. If you take my course, we actually go through a whole section on coming up with an elevator pitch. So anytime you run into people, you can tell them about what your project is and how they can support or collaborate, etc. So to market your campaign, you may have an email campaign, right, going at the same time as your fundraiser, in which you're sending out a bunch of messages to folks so that they know what's going on. We have a rule of 7 in marketing, which says people need to hear the same message 7 times, or they also call it 7 touches, before they act. They take the desired action that you are encouraging. So oftentimes that may involve sending 7 emails, you know, but if you're doing a bunch of different things, then if you combine all of them together and it equals 7, then you're good. So it could be email, it could be text, it could be social media. Maybe you send them a WhatsApp video, maybe you send them a carrier pigeon, maybe you saw them in person and reminded them. It has to be 7 times, right? There's a higher response rate for folks that are really close to you, like your aunties, your uncles, cousins, sisters, brothers, parents, right? But for people that have a lot going on in the world as we have now, make sure 7 touches is your gold standard. So your email marketing, you could choose a platform like a MailChimp or a Mad Mimi or Tiny Letter. There's tons of them, Constant Contact, and you can use those to actively manage your email campaign. So you're not sitting down and trying to type hundreds of emails out every day. But again, there's a siren going by. I told you this is real time. We're in the streets. We're in these streets. While you may use a platform like that to manage your email campaign, I do still encourage you to send out individualized emails. Those tend to have a much higher response rate because it's from you to another person, and they can tell they're only getting 1 email. They're not getting some e-blast from a major list, okay? Next is social media. You know all about social media. You're on Facebook all the time. Why not use that time you are on Facebook to share information about your campaign or the project, idea, or business you're trying to put into the world, okay? Here we have, you know, all the icons here you would want to think about, all right? Next, I have written live event. Of course, this is less applicable now in pandemic time, but I have seen a couple of socially distanced masked up events in the park. I saw a musician 2 days ago when I was running in Prospect Park in the morning he was literally a one-man band. He had his drum kit set up, a mic, an amp. He was playing music and singing, right? And he had this giant sign that said, "Save the Arts," and he had like a bucket, and people were just donating because he started off with basically a speech about how the musicians' careers are dying right now in the pandemic. All the Broadway shows are canceled, concert venues are closed, and nobody can feed themselves. And so he started off with this speech, and then he launched into this amazing one-man band show just in the park and got tons of donations. So people are still kind of finding ways to do live events, busk, and the rest of it. I've seen tons of dance classes outside, and they also typically do sort of fundraising. They walk around. If people are watching and enjoying the show, they walk around with a bucket and collect money. I've seen bands do the same, sort of walking around with a bucket collecting money. All of these are ways to fundraise. I know that they seem very close to the earth, but these are tried and true informal ways of fundraising that have been going on for all of time and will continue to. And you can still translate your live event to virtual, and you can conduct a fundraiser that way using any platform you like. Next, we have press and blogger outreach. Yes, sending a pitch letter to reporters, bloggers, and podcasters about what you're working on, attaching a press release with information about your project or business is a tried and true way to market yourself. And it's free. You don't have to pay them. They write about you, other people hear about you, they click, they go to your page, and they donate, or they come to your website if you're doing a DIY, or they come to your live event where you're also raising money if that's what it's about. So don't hesitate to pitch the press. Don't hesitate to try to get an interview on a blog or a podcast, right? Or don't hesitate to turn yourself, hey, I'm turning myself into a YouTuber today, and post your own video of your own content on YouTube. You can do an Instagram live or an Instagram reel and get your message out. Contests and competitions, doing things that can raise awareness and generate buzz are really important. And something like a contest, I entered a contest, I put my project, entered into IndieWire's Project of the Day, and it won, and then was entered into IndieWire's Project of the Week, and that helped generate a lot of buzz for my campaign actively. You can also run contests as part of your fundraising strategy. Maybe on Wednesday you're going to do a 10,000 matching campaign with a corporate sponsor that's underwriting it, and we'll match it dollar for dollar. Maybe you do a contest on a Friday and say, anyone who gives today will pick one person to win tickets to this live show. I know that we're not doing live shows right now so much, but you can see the idea. Maybe it's not a live show. Maybe they win a CD, right? Or maybe they win a vinyl album, or maybe they win a gift card to Amazon or something. You can think of different ways and tactics that you can use contests and competitions to spur interest in your campaign. Lastly, social ads. I save it for last because most people, when they're in the middle of a campaign that's not going well, immediately come and ask me, should I run ads? And here's often my response. Ads are to be used in a pre-launch period, primarily to raise awareness of the work that you're doing and who you are, right? Push traffic to something like a landing page or a social media page where people learn more, give you their email address, or opt into finding out when the actual campaign launches. If you're in the middle of a campaign that's not working and you run a social ad, I ask people to ask themselves this question. If you're having a hard time having your aunties, uncles, and cousins donate to your campaign, how much more difficult will it be to get strangers to do that? And how much more difficult and problematic of a strategy to take revenue out of your campaign, spend it on social ads in hopes you get a couple dollars back? So I tell people, unless you're really clear about your planning and do it ahead of time, do not get into social ads. They can be used to raise awareness, and this is really good to do that in advance, but not during, okay? And certainly not to use as a Hail Mary. So yeah, market your campaign, do anything you think of, and when in doubt, I tell people the phone is one of the best ways to market, right? You see WhatsApp right there. I've learned about many an event, project, fundraiser, simply on a WhatsApp group that I may or may not have been added against my will. So people are still powering entire campaigns and careers with their phones. So don't sleep on it. Okay, so we've gotten through talking about marketing your campaign. Yes, we've heard that a person needs to hear your message 7 times before they take action. Don't forget it. So the next time we speak, you'll be hearing the 4th and final step of the 4 keys to fund your dream. If you've had any questions on steps 1, 2, or 3, don't hesitate to hit me up. You see the info. Don't forget to post your questions in the comment section. Also, feel free to subscribe. I love getting new subscribers. Hit me up. Let me know how this information is sitting with you and if it's sparking any new ideas for your upcoming project or business. All right, I will see you in the next video for step 4. Looking forward.